Folks, today is Tuesday, April 14th. My name is Dan Spencer of the Board of Selectmen. We are here this morning to, as we've been doing every morning at 10 a.m., to go over the latest, most updated and accurate information with regards to the coronavirus and the effects it has on the town of Bellingham and its residents. At this point, I will defer to Deputy Chief Mark Poirier.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us today. The numbers that we start off with every day. Massachusetts has 26,867 cases with 844 deaths. The U.S. total cases has 587,173 with 23,644 deaths and 36,948 recovered, which is a good sign. And globally, we have 1,939,463 cases with 120,879 deaths and 459,525 recovered. So that's great.
All right. Esther, our public health nurse.
Good morning. So our numbers for today, we have a total of 156 residents that have been tested. We have 34 confirmed cases, and we're still holding at 11 recovered at this point.
Bruce, Board of Health agent.
Morning, everybody. Nothing much really to update other than let's try our best to pay attention to all the directions that the markets are giving us so that we maintain that safe social distancing. And please, please don't throw your stuff on the parking lot ground. If we catch it, we're going to find you. And we're out there looking. The 3 board members and myself, we're going to find you and make an example of you.
Yeah. And the other thing that goes along with that, if you're wearing PPE and you're disposing it improperly, now someone else has to don PPE to pick up your PPE, and now we're running into shortages of PPE in some cases, and now if we're wasting it because someone has to pick up a pair of gloves with a new pair of gloves, then it's just we're spending resources that we don't need to spend.
And God help you if the police, from the state find you, because it's a much greater fine. But they could fine you up to $5,000 because it's considered hazardous.
Right. All right. Anything else, Bruce?
That's good. I mean, other than
All right.
nothing new. The numbers still slight increase.
Yep.
We're climbing that plateau, but quite haven't hit there. And pretty much, it's been the same number coming in for the last few days. Hopefully, we'll see more coming back to work shortly here. 11 is a good sign, but I'd like to see at least half or more.
That's good. Well, the good news is the shorter these meetings get, is probably more good news. So we can wrap these up completely. That'll be even better. So as always, we ask anyone that has any questions, comments, or concerns to email us at covid19@bellinghamma.org. So Dennis, we've received a few questions overnight.
We do. We have a few questions by Esther, and usually I give her a heads up. I didn't today, so we're going to see if we can stump her. The first one is again one that we've heard a little bit about in the past. Our newspaper is safe to handle.
Did you say newspaper safe to handle?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, you broke up a little bit. Sorry. Yes, paper is, the virus is thought to stay on paper and cardboard for up to 24 hours. Again, you just want to practice good hand washing before and after you're touching the newspaper. Don't touch your face, and you should be fine.
Great. Another one, let me know if I'm not talking loud enough for you. I'm a little confused as to what is actually happening when we grab a sanitary wipe and wipe down a countertop or the handrail on a grocery cart at the supermarket. If the virus is actually on these surfaces before and we wipe them down, are we actually killing the virus on the surface, or are we just moving the virus from the counter or handrail to the sanitary wipe, making the wipe just as dangerous now?
So you're actually doing both with the with the sanitizing wipes. You're killing the virus by the contact as long as you are using the Lysol or the bleach or one of the other approved sanitizers, and you're removing the virus from the hard surface. You should be taking precautions while you're using those items. It is recommended that you wear gloves or you wash your hands or use hand sanitizer afterwards and dispose of it correctly.
Great. When it comes to hand washing, do we need to be using antibacterial soap, or is any soap effective as long as we are washing?
Actually, any soap is effective. It's the lipids in the soap that breaks down the virus. It's the combination of the lipids and the friction that gets the virus off of your hands. So you really want to make sure that you're washing your hands for at least that 20 seconds using any soap.
Great. If you put hand lotion on after hand sanitizer, does it reduce the effectiveness of the sanitizer?
As long as you let the hand sanitizer dry, then no. If you're putting lotion on right after you put hand sanitizer on without using it correctly, then you're kind of just negating the hand sanitizer that you just used. So you want to make sure that you're using the hand sanitizer correctly and you allow it to dry.
Okay, we have one more that's a little cynical. Who do we believe and trust with our lives? Local officials, governor, or the president? When can we not be afraid? I say we trust Esther. And
In Esther we trust, right?
Esther we trust. And that's a tough question. I think we're all listening to a lot of reports and a lot of information out there, and we're all doing our best. Certainly the point of this conversation every morning is to answer the questions that our residents have and get the best information out to them. So thank you, Esther.
You're welcome. Thank you.
One other question, we've had quite a few calls coming in from our seniors that are doing the tax work-off program, the 100 hours, where they perform services throughout town, and many are concerned that they're not going to be able to get those 100 hours done once we get back to work. And we'll work with them. Hopefully we will be able to do that. You know, we have people working in a lot of different environments throughout town, and they provide a vital service, really. In the library, the schools, at our parks. So once all these facilities open up, I'm sure they're going to be as busy as ever, and we'll do what we can to get those 100 hours accomplished prior to, I think, December 1st is the deadline. So we'll work with them on that. But unfortunately, there's not a whole lot we can do right now, as we're in somewhat of a modified shutdown.
And I'm sure the opportunities will be plentiful once this is over with, even more so. And I just want to commend Esther. Without the prep work today, you responded fantastically. Very impressed. All right. Yes. All right. So just one thing I want to bring up. Last night at our selectmen meeting, we adopted a tax relief notice for fiscal year 20 tax bills. This is based on the guidelines that was recently passed, legislation on April 3rd, right? Yep. Okay. From the State House. So the policy is available if you go to Bellingham, bellinghamma.org and click on the important tax relief notice for FY20 tax bills. In a nutshell, what it does, the due date of the fiscal year 20 fourth quarter real estate and personal property tax bills has been extended to June 1st, 2020. The due dates of the fiscal year 20 motor excise, water, sewer, and trash bills have been extended to June 1st, 2020 for bills previously due between March 10th and May 1st. That's key there. The due date for applications for property tax exemptions and tax deferrals has been extended to June 1st, 2020. And the town has also elected to waive interest and other penalties for late payment of fiscal 2020 bills with a due date on or after March 10th, where the payment is made late but received on or before June 30th, 2020. Right. Again, those are for bills that were due on or after March 10th will be subject to the exemption of the penalties and late fees. Bills that were due prior to March 10th will not be subject to those exemptions. Right. So the hope of this tax relief program will offer a measure of financial flexibility to the taxpayers of Bellingham during these unprecedented and challenging times. So again, to get to kind of the whole layout, you click on the link tax relief notice on our website, bellinghamma.org. Any other questions, comments from the small group here in the Arcan meeting room? All right, hearing none. Just remember, everyone, Maintain your social distancing. Make sure you keep washing your hands. It's always going to be the best defense against this virus. And don't litter with your gloves anymore. That'd be great. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.